Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my end of the month wrap up for August. I did a earlier one for like mid-month after Tome Topple because I had 3 books that I read for that. So that's linked down below if you have not seen that or you want to see it. This is going to be the other 6 things that I read for the rest of the month. All of them consist of library books because like everything came in August and I have to get them all done. And so I dedicated a couple of weeks to just reading library books. So we're just going to go into this pretty quickly. The first book that I read from the library was 7 Surrenders by Ada Palmer. This is book 2 in the Terra Ignota series, which Two Like the Lightning was the first one. I really enjoyed this book. This book was so much better than the first book for me because it answered all the questions I had from the first book. So if you are on the fence about reading after Two Like the Lightning, I would recommend picking up 7 Surrenders and at least trying it. I'll have my video review that I did on that down below if you want to watch that. Again, it's kind of a gush one because I really enjoyed it, and I'm so glad that I continued with the series, and I cannot wait for the next book. So the next library book I had, that I finally received, was Just One Damn Thing After Another by Jodi Taylor. It's the first book in the Chronicles of St. Mary's. It's a time-traveling historical romp where historians go back in time to see what actually happened or try to figure out why something happened. I really enjoyed this book. It had all the ups and downs, the feels, the adventure, the romance. It was just fun. And I heard about this from Kitty G, Caitlin, on her channel, I think back in April or May. And so I put it on my list. Sorry, Cooper has to join in. So I put it on my library list, and I only just got it in August. So it took me 3 or 4 months to get this book. But I'm really glad I got to read it, and I'm definitely going to get the second one. I gave this a solid 4. It was really good. I love these characters, and I want to continue on. So if you're looking for something like fun and exciting, get that. As I said, I'm not a big time travel fan, so actually I liked the way this was done. It wasn't... I didn't, even though I able to suspend my disbelief on the things that seem really unrealistic. But overall, I enjoyed the ride, and I guess that's why I liked it. Then I picked up some graphic novels from the library, just on a whim kind of thing. It was March. This is book 1. It's by John Lewis, Andrew Aydin, and Nate Powell, and this is following Congressman John Lewis's childhood into his college years and into the civil rights movement. And he is a congressman from Georgia, but I believe he grew up and was raised in Alabama. So this is really interesting, and it has to do with the civil rights movement from his point of view in a graphic novel form, which I saw on Doris's channel, Aldi Books. So I thought I'd pick them up, so I got the first one and I read that, and I really like that, so I will be continuing on. Then another book I saw on BookTube is actually for a read-along that the restricted section is doing in September. They're going to have a live show on this on We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. I'd read Shirley Jackson back in, I would say I was in my teens when I read The Lottery and The Haunting of Hill House, which I just love that old movie with the she's always talking to her head, and, it's hilarious. Anyway, but the point is the original stuff. So I've just not picked up a whole lot of Shirley Jackson, so I thought I've been seeing some people talk about some of the other books, but this is the one that the restricted section is doing. I have their video linked down below, and I don't know, I just, I thought this was a very weird book. I'm glad I read it because I kind of get now that she's not strictly just horror, or, it's a lot of weird stuff. This is kind of more of you're not quite sure what's real, what's not. You don't know for sure who did what, because it has to do with the family years after half of the family was killed with arsenic poisoning. And so the ones who are left are kind of segregated away from the village by their big property. They kind of keep to themselves, and nobody likes them to come into town, kind of thing. And then one of their cousins, who kind of they disowned them, comes back and is kind of trying to get into their good graces again, which doesn't have doesn't look good. Anyway, so I thought this was really interesting. I don't know if I would read this again or, you know, or suggest reading it. I think it was odd, and I'm looking forward to the discussion on this. I think they're doing their live show on the 10th of September. But it was a weird book, and but I got it done, and again, it was a library book, so I didn't spend money, but it's still weird. And did I tell you this is Cooper? Yes, Cooper. Anyway, so then I picked up a book, a mystery called The Dry by Jane Harper, and I picked this up because one of my subscribers, the Nuts for WDW, recommended this one that they had just read. So I picked it up from the library. You know, I got it pretty quickly, and it actually was really good. The Dry is a mystery taking place in Australia, I think kind of in the outback, where their farms are not doing so well because of a 2-year drought. So everybody's having trouble, and the main character is a federal agent from Melbourne who does mostly white crime stuff, but the story brings him back to his hometown because his friend is suspected of doing a murder-suicide, killing his wife and young son. So he comes back for the funeral and gets talked into helping out with the local police because, again, he does white-collar crime stuff, so they thought maybe there was a money angle because of all the drought and stuff. But he gets kind of pulled back, and this is not town he's not been in like 20 years because one of his friends died when he was 16, and he was suspected of being the one to kill her. But, I mean, So there's this whole thing about alibis from the past, and people don't like him because of that. And then he's back for his friend who's thought to have killed his wife and young child. So it's all a lot of drama. Anyway, but it was really good. I really enjoyed this. My problem with this is a couple POV things, and I gotta put the cat down. Sorry. The POVs were an issue for me in this. Is that if you're watching the detective Falk, he's solid. Like, I didn't have any problems trusting him as a narrator at all. But there were little vignettes of when it would switch perspective to the person who they were interviewing. And then you would see the scene from their point of view for like a couple paragraphs. Now, some of them I kind of bought. Because in an interview process, you'd be asking, well, what did they say? What did they look like? You know, did you notice anything? And so you kind of got that. Like, I could see that. It's kind of like how you would see a movie and it would flash to the past, like a flashback. And there are cat hair. Anyway, but I did not like some of them near the end, especially in chapter 29. There was a couple other ones later than that, but that's the chapter I remember the most going, no, I don't trust this. But I think overall it still works. It's not my preferred POV switching. I don't like that way. I don't know. I don't trust it for me personally. So if anybody's read this and had that issue or didn't have that issue, let me know. I just thought it was, as I said, overall the book was good, and I will be picking up the second one. Comes out, I think Forces of Nature comes out in February. So I think I will give her another try because, again, it's another one of... it's going to be another mystery for Falk. And I kind of want to see when he's doing something like with his normal, I'm hoping it's for his normal job, I don't know, and not at his hometown. And so, like, I hope it's more not focused on his backstory, I guess. I want more crime stuff. Anyway, I don't know. But I really like this. Is that I didn't really guess the ending, which was awesome. I had inklings, but I did not know, so that's pretty cool. But a couple of the other things I did know, but that was good. Overall, I enjoyed it. As I said, I just had a few POV issues. Then I picked up a romance because I had seen this on April Maximus's channel probably sometime in June or July. I think she had it. She was talking about Tessa Dare's Castle Ever After series. Romancing the Duke is the first one. I think she was actually talking about the second one, the one I saw, but I went back and got the first one, and this was just cute, and I'm really glad I picked this up. It was a really light read after I'd read some kind of horror-ish, kind of thrillers, and and I don't know, I've had a really weird month for reading, but which is good. I like being diverse. I go all over the place. So this was really fun. It was like little, historical romance. The main character is down on her luck. After her father dies, she's pretty much without money and anything. So patron of hers, or somebody who knows her, wants to help her out, and in his will, he leaves her this castle. So she goes to claim the castle that she's supposed, or, she doesn't know it's a castle when she just knows she gets some kind of inheritance. Shows up, it ends up it's the castle, and it's kind of run down castle. And so she's like, I don't know. And it turns out the Duke still lives there, but he doesn't know that it's been, the property's been sold out from under him. So it's them dealing with it, and he's been out of society for several months because he had an injury that made him mostly blind. So overall, I just think this was a cute romp. I mean, I say that romp. I shouldn't have said that. This was just a cute, fun ride. It was, I read this so fast. I mean, I read this in 2 days. I mean, and I just wanted to just keep reading because it was just so fast. There was this moving, and it was funny, and it made me laugh, and it was just, I don't know. I really recommend them if you're looking for just a fun romance, just to kind of lighten your day. I thought it was cute. I mean, it had all the feels too. There were some good parts of that. I mean, it's not like it was complete fluff. I've never say that. It was just fun. And to me, I devoured it, which always shows me that I liked it. If I read it that fast and enjoyed it that much, then I'm definitely going to get the next book in the series. So that's all the stuff that I finished. Again, those are all the library books that I had. I have a few more library books that I'm going to try to finish up this weekend so that I'm clearing off everything except for one. Ancillary Justice is the only book that I'm going to read in September that I'll still have that I haven't started yet. Or it's technically a reread, but it was so many years since I read it. But right now I'm reading Simon R. Green's Death Shall Come. This is the 4th book in the Ishmael Jones series, which is like country manor murder mysteries. And they're kind of weird. He's like an alien who works for the government because they kind of are some kind of shadowy organization, and he takes care of odd things that happens, and they are sent out, they go out to this manor. They always seems to be a country manor, and something goes wrong and people are dying, and he has to figure out why. He has a great sidekick named Penny, who she's hilarious anyway. But I love it. They're like little fun rides. This is definitely a light, easy read for me, but they're cute little urban fantasies. I just love them, and I love Simon R. Green, so pretty much pick up everything by him. So I want to finish that this weekend. I started it at the end of August. It was supposed to come in September, but I got it a little early, which was awesome. So I started that. So I'll be continuing to read that. And then I also got March book 2 and book 3. So I will continue reading that graphic novel series to the end. I'm hoping to get that done in this next week, so I can turn those back in as well. So that's all the books that I read in September, or in October. Sorry, I don't even know what month I'm in. I've done this too often. Anyway, so, okay, in August, done all that in August, and what I'm going to start reading right now in September. So, anyway, that's everything. Hey, have you guys read any of these books, or anything sounds interesting, let me know. Talk to me in the comments. I'll see you guys later. Bye.